What's up, guys? Tim here with Undead Baits, and you know what today is, just based off of the title of the video. We're on to the Elite boxes, right? Reviewed the Pro kits last time, and the first video I did on Mystery Tackle Box was actually their normal, just baseline kit, but we're on to the Elite boxes now. So I have a different camera setup for this episode. I've got you guys in front of me, and then I also have us up above, right? So that way when I'm pulling stuff and I'm talking about it, you can kind of see it from both angles. So let me know if you guys like this style. Whenever I review tackle in the future, I think I'm gonna try to do this kind of angle because it gives me a chance to talk directly to the screen, and it lets you guys up top kind of see what I'm pulling out and talking about down here. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, so with this first box, right, I should start out with, I have two boxes, right? We have 856 and 826. And just like the rest of these boxes that we do, whichever one has the best bang for its buck, that one will be sent out to you guys via, I think, the Google Doc form. And then again, if you're a member of the Patreon, the $20 tier 2, then you get extra entries into the giveaway. Patreon will be down in the description below. Go ahead and click that link, pop over there, take a look at it, see if you like it. Yeah, let's get into box 856. So right off the bat, again, terrible packaging to get this open. I think I'm just being special with it. Sorry if it's kind of shaky. Again, this box real tight in there. So just like with everything else, we have Mystery Tackle Box, same cardboard box in a box. Pop it open, same exact stuff as before in terms of kind of what's on the actual box itself. So we have our rod glove right here. It's orange and black. I've never actually purchased any of these. I probably should because I'm starting to get some nicer rods and stuff, but now I have them. The way we're gonna do these is I'm just gonna pull out all of the stuff and talk about it really quick, give them my quick thoughts, then I'll cut, and you guys will actually see, you know, the prices as we go along. I'm gonna tally them up at the end and then talk about it, and then we'll move on to the next box. Next, we have one of the original Booyah baits. This is the Toad Runner. It is just your normal topwater frog. It's kind of like cream colored with some black accent, and then it's actually got a paddle tail on it, and it has a replacement paddle tail, which is actually, it's pretty neat. Next, we have some Subtle Tail 3.0s from Duck It Fishing. These are pretty nice colors. It's their Electric Shad 12 pack. These ones, just like some of my favorite swim baits, are kind of ribbed for the fish's pleasure.
What did he say?
And this Electric Shad is like basically just a white belly, a super light brown dorsal area, back of it, and then it's got some purple, green, and black flake in it. We have a Hack Attack 1/4 ounce swim jig, and see if we can't get it to focus on that. I don't know if the light is going to be able to pick it up, but I think this is the most beautiful swim jig I've ever seen in my entire life. The head is red on the bottom, green on top, and it's also got a black sprayed over pattern. The skirt is a mix of all kinds of different colors. There's some blue in there, there's black, there's that same color green, there's orange, there's red, and throughout it, it's got black, green, and blue flake, and it is also weedless. It's got that little weedless skirt on top as well. Awesome length. I talked about this in one of the last videos. I feel like a lot of jig heads tend to have like a super long skirt, which ends up covering some of whatever trailer or soft plastic you're putting on it. These ones are pretty short, and they look like they're actually fanned out pretty decent. I'm not gonna open it just in case this box goes to one of y'all, but I love this. I love this jig head. I think it's awesome. Next, we have a Vexen Deep Thud Fat Boy, which is just a almost obscenely large crankbait, but it says it's got a depth of 4 feet, which you can kind of just tell based off of the square bill on the front of it. It's got a little hint of orange down at the bottom. Whenever I paint lures, if you guys haven't checked out any of those videos, check them out. It's the reason why I started this channel, and I love doing it. But whenever I do any painting, if I'm gonna accent the bottom, I'm not just gonna spray one little spot. I would have typically sprayed from where the front hook goes almost all the way forward. Just gives it a little bit more pop in my opinion. Nonetheless, pretty decent looking bait. I've never heard of Vexen. This is their Sherry's Shad. All right, so we are back with some smart baits. They're color changing baits. These are kind of like their long worms. They're crazy long, actually. These ones I'm actually gonna take out because I wanna measure them. Based on my 6-inch machinist scale, I would say that these are probably 6.5-inch worms. And if I remember correctly, these worms, these clear colored ones, actually change to blue, I think, like an electric blue when they're in the water. Haven't fished with the other ones that I have. However, I would be interested to see if you guys have ever fished with these smart baits. Go ahead and throw it in the comments down below. Next, we have some Culprit Fat Max 7-inch, just their 7-inch Fat Max, which I've heard of Culprit, never fished with them. However, they're made in the USA, which I'm a fan of. And these are their, black blue flake, which is pretty self-explanatory. It's black plastic with blue flake in it. Pretty nice looking. I think this is a pretty generic color that a lot of people fish soft plastics with, and etc. Up next, we have a Arc suspending jerkbait. Now, I really appreciate the colors on this bait. If you didn't see my most recent lure painting video, I actually painted my first somewhat translucent baits, and they came out pretty great. Here's one of them now, shameless plug. If you guys like them, they are still available on my website at the time of recording this, but I just painted these literally yesterday from when I recorded it, and I have the video posted as well. Go ahead, check them out. I've got a bunch of them. I have a purple, which is kind of the same as this blue one, just a different base color. And then I have the same patterns in my shallow crankbaits as well. Again, these are available on my website right now. I only have these 4, so if you like them, go and pick them up. But back to this one, sorry. This is their J98SP, and it's their skeleton. And what I actually like a lot about this, packaging is something that, unless you kind of really get into the retail side of it, is something you don't really pick up on. But what they've actually done is put an elastic around all 3 hooks, so that way it doesn't really get caught up and you don't have the hooks jangling around everywhere. Helps keep them sharp. I can really appreciate that. What I can't appreciate is that they're made in China. I feel like a staple at this point with these mystery tackle boxes are these Spear Point extra wide gap hooks, 3/0. They're in every box, I feel like. Still haven't fished with them, but I have heard good things and bad things as well. So I just realized I've probably been holding this upside down. I apologize. I'm getting used to this style. Last but not least, we have Hook and Hogs sticker. It's a pretty decent sized sticker, actually. Like, this is the size of my hand, and it's basically a bass with a hog head on it going after a little lure there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have the total from the first box. So in total, right, they're advertised as 9 to 11 items and a $60 value. We definitely hit that value on this tackle box. However, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of this box, mostly because, again, I think they're $50 or $50 a piece, I think. I don't remember. I'll get the price and I'll throw it on the screen right now. But in general, not really a huge fan of this box. For one, the rod glove was $7, which, you know, it's a rod glove. It's not the nicest in the world. If I'm gonna buy a rod glove for a really expensive fishing rod, number one, that's the only time I'm buying a rod glove, is if my rod is like $100+. Just the rod itself is over $100, $150. Number two, I'm not gonna buy one of these rod gloves. I'm gonna buy one that is a little bit more expensive, but will take care of my rod a little bit better. So, not really a fan of this. The only things that are actually domestically produced in the United States are our soft plastics. Now, I understand that it'll be cheaper for them to get, you know, lures elsewhere, like sourced, and then have them painted in a factory and all this stuff, which is how you can make so many of these kinds of lures. At the end of the day, though, not a big fan. Not a big fan of these. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is a first, at least when it comes to these mystery tackle boxes. I have the exact same product in this box. There is literally no difference between this box and the other box other than the colors of the baits / other things, right? So just like we started off with rod glove, same exact rod glove, except this one is green and black. Same exact Hack Attack swim jig, except this one is more red and green with some splotchy red on the head of it. Same exact ARC J98 SP. However, this one is blue and pink. Same exact Deep Thud. This one is actually, okay, so sorry, I actually misspoke. I take that back. The only thing that's different between the two boxes is instead of the Deep Thud Fat Boy, this is their Stone Roller, which, if you give me a second, I'll tell you the price. All right, so this Vexen Deep Thud Stone Roller is actually a 10-foot deep diver, which I should have been able to tell just based on the bill. However, this is in a craw pattern. It is the same exact price though. It is $10. And man, this paint job is awful. Like, I'll try to hold it up so you guys can see it, but no crisp lines anywhere. The eyes are actually protruding a little bit out of where the socket is. It looks like they weren't really installed straight. And overall, I don't like this. I don't like the paint job on this. I think this is kind of a giant ripoff. So there's that. Another Booyah Toad Runner, except this one is black and blue. Again, paddle tail on it and a spare tail, which that's pretty nice. Same exact Ducket Subtle Tail Electric Shads. These I'm actually kind of okay with. I'm a fan of these. Spear point hooks, again, a staple in mystery tackle box. Culprit, these are the sapphire blue worms, but again, identical worm to the other one. And again, at least they're made in the USA. We have another bag of the Smart Bait color changing baits. These ones do transition to blue. However, I don't think they carry these colors anymore. The only ones I could find online were actually different. So there's that. And that covers everything in this one. Same sticker as well. The base level bass boxes actually had the same stickers as well. And then the Pro Series boxes actually had different ones. Now, when I was there and I grabbed these two boxes, these are the only two boxes that they actually had in the store. I think they still had like 10 or 12 boxes in stock, but not impressed. You know, as you get up into price and everything else, I would have liked to have seen, you know, some variety in the boxes, but you know, it is what it is. So here's what I would like to do with these boxes. Since each item was completely identical, I'm going to go ahead and actually put a poll up on the screen. And for any of the things that were different colors, right? So we had these culprit worms that were different colors, these Booyah toad runners. We had different color and different action crankbaits and different jerk baits. And then last but not least, we had different colored rod covers. I want you guys to vote on which colors you like better, which designs you like better, and I'm going to make the box based on that stuff, right? Things that are the same, like these subtle tails and the color changing baits and the hooks, obviously those are going to be in it. At the end of the month, the next video that I do on mystery tackle boxes, I will announce what got what votes, as well as the winner of this go around. So time to announce the winner of the MTB Pro Box giveaway. And the winner of that is Max Sunquist 12 on Instagram. So Max, thank you for, you know, taking the time to fill in the survey and recording a response. I had 52 responses on the last giveaway box, which was huge. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to fill that stuff in. And thank you to the 3 Patreon subscribers who I have currently. Their names actually play at the end of the video. If you guys want your name at the end of the video, all you have to do is become a tier 2 subscriber to the Patreon, and that'll give you 20 extra entries to win stuff like this. Or if you want to become a member of the Lure of the Month Club, that's also the tier 2 subscription, right? So in case you guys didn't know, I have the Lure of the Month giveaway lure right here. It is a jointed swim bait, and it's kind of like a shad pattern. They came out awesome. I'm super happy. Every month I paint lures, and those members of the Lure of the Month Club get sent those lures. So if that's something you're interested in, then go ahead and become a tier 2 subscriber on the Patreon. I keep talking about it, but you know, it is what it is. In case you guys were wanting a sneak peek, I have the next Lure of the Month lure that I'm going to be painting. It is a perch. Now this is the blank that I'll be painting. That video will get posted probably the first week of June. And yeah, I'm excited about this one. It's a very unique swim bait, and I've got some awesome ideas on how we're going to paint it. So again, tier 2 subscriber to the Patreon, you get the Lure of the Month every month shipped to you without hesitation. And you get 20 additional entries into any giveaway that I do. So go ahead, jump on it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for all the support throughout the video and throughout these series and the channel in general. We're growing super quick, and I'm super appreciative of it. So make today the best day that you can. God bless.